Alrighty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So let's go ahead and grab our bias chart and let's get started with our analysis. We're talking a little bit earlier about how heavy the euro is. It's trading in a very, very heavy fashion. I've been hoping for some sort of rally in the euro dollar to get short at like 107. Obviously, that just hasn't transpired. The euro is trading extremely heavy. And, the problem that the euro has, in my opinion, is it's working off a lot of oversold conditions. It's not so oversold, not like it was. So now you have a situation where, where the risk is that you take out the stops down below, and that's the risk. Now hold on really fast. We have the autumn forecast statement is happening right now, isn't it? Let me see what the cable is. Somebody let me know if the cable starts moving all over the map. Well, we're going to look at it here in just a second. But like I said, the problem with the euro dollar at this point is the euro dollar is just not rallying. And I think at this stage, if we can get a rally to 106.65, that's going to be pretty awesome, because then it's going to end up being channel resistance. Okay. Support is 105.75. The low here are 105.70. And as I said earlier this morning, I think the risk is that we break lower. I'm not going to go into the Thanksgiving weekend, with the euro dollar short, just assuming they're going to break lower. Whoops. I'm not going to do that. But I think the risk is that we do break lower because we're not rallying. And anybody who wants out at this point, anybody who wants out of the euro dollar, they have no exit. If they're long, there's just no exit right now. You're not getting any type of rally to sell into. So the longer that we sit down here, the more the higher the risk is for an eventual break lower. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm thinking with the euro is just, hey, what happens if we can't break higher, give some relief to some of the short sellers? Well, the problem is you're not going to get any relief, and you're going to end up pushing through those lows. Like I said, I think that is the risk right now. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the cable. The pound is so I'm looking for any hold on really quick. Looking at any headlines. I'm trying to bring up my news viewer here. Just stand by. Looking for any headlines coming out, just but not seeing anything as of yet. So the cable we talked about yesterday about dropping down towards trendline support here, which we'd find support, and I don't think that we're still off here. I don't think we're still far off. So I mean, if you're looking at the pound going, oh, hey, look, we dropped in the cable, I'm looking to buy it, maybe you need to let it drop just a little further. Okay. Ooh, shoot, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. That's all right. Anyway, we might let it drop just a little further towards trendline support. So trendline support here comes in at 123. Let's just call it 123.50. Okay. So 123.50 probably is a 78% retracement, maybe. Let's see. 123.50 is a 78% retracement, so I was correct. So if you want to buy the cable, maybe that's the price to do it. Okay. Resistance. Resistance is any move up to 125. I mean, so if let's say some comments come out and the cable rips up to 125, I'd be a seller up there. I wouldn't want to be long as we approach 125. Not on a holiday week. Okay, we are in a range. Let's go over to the Swissy. So the Swissy. Now, yesterday morning, if you guys recall, I have to say it. I had to give myself a little kudos from yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, when we were looking at the Swissy, it was right here. And I said, hey, if we break 111.20, you got to watch the 786 retracement that comes up right here at 101, sorry, not 111, 101.20. If it breaks 101.20, you have to realize there's 786 retracement up here at 101.30, whatever it was, 101.35. And we wrote that down as resistance. And yesterday, we actually broke through that 101.20. We hit 101.34 and 3/10 of a pip. So I think I was off 7/10 of a pip yesterday off that high, and then we reversed. I have to admit that was pretty good. All right. Now that hasn't changed anything that you see here, because we are still seeing a wedge pattern. Okay. So what that means right now is while we trade above 100.80, intraday it's still bullish. 100.80. Resistance is 101.35. If we clear that, that's going to be pretty bullish. And it is still bullish overall. Okay. It's just a move below here will probably ignite some downside. Okay. All right. Now, here comes the autumn statement. So let's watch that cable, see if the cable gets any movements here. I'm not watching. I'm just looking for headlines. I'm looking at price action too. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, let's continue on. Here's the dollar yen. So the dollar yen, like all these dollar pairs, is wedging higher. Okay. Well, Paul put out a couple of. So here's the dollar yen pushing towards resistance, which, you know, as you guys probably know, 111.45, we're just going to write down 111.50, but 111.45 is resistance. 111.50 is resistance. Support 110.81. So 110.80, and it's bullish. Yeah, I mean, if we have any good data, they'll push the dollar yen right through resistance, even if it's just to trip stops. They'll push us right through resistance today. Pound's not moving. Hammond says UK to have fiscal headroom to support economy. Maintain commitment to fiscal discipline, recognize need for investment. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Oop. Oh, we popped above 124. Look out. It's just a little stop run. He's not saying anything market moving. I mean, we just popped above 124 and right back again. No need to get excited here. Okay, dollar Canadian. Here's the dollar Canadian. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up this 50% retracement right there. If we clear that, that might give us a ride up to 135.50. Even though we've been as high as 134.67, I'm going to write down 134.70 because it's a 50% retracement. So 34.70. We're still bullish. Well, it's above 133. We have this channel. Crude looks a little weaker, which might, end up working in our favor here. 133.75, but 134.20, 133.75, 134.20. Just two levels of support there for the Canadian. Okay. Forecasts show 2017 GDP growth of 1.4%. Brexit put in UK economy 2.4% lower than otherwise. Wow. Really? Huh. Interesting. All right. Dollar's coming under a little bit of pressure, though. Kind of across the board. We're seeing the euro pop back up, Aussies pop back up, Kiwis popping back up a little bit. Forecast government will not achieve outright budget surplus by 2019-2020. Interesting. That didn't sync the cable. Well, nothing's moving the cable here right now. Just say I'm unexcited about anything that I see right now. Okay, let's just look at the Kiwi really quick. Here's the Kiwi. So the Kiwi, okay, we are still consolidating below this 24% retracement. So if we can break 70.85, we should go to 71.43. 70.85, 71.40. Now support is 70 cents. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, I know we've been below, but you have to imagine that any dip towards 70 cents, and some stale shorts are going to just try to get out down there at the round number. So we're going to find a lot of support down there. Okay, let's take a look at the Aussie. I'll do the Aussie really fast. Here's the Aussie. So we are past the 24% retracement. We basically just hit this previous support. That acted as current resistance. So if we can scale those highs, which I'll just write 74.50, that might take us to 74.90. So 74.50, 74.90. Um, if the Aussie can pull back, I'm assuming we're going to find some pretty good support down here at 73.75. So if we can get some support, if we can fall down here, like I'm actually looking at it more less to do right now, less to do with buying the Aussie per se, but if the Aussie dips to here, I'm going to try to look to buy the Aussie New Zealand. So 73.75 will offer a nice little dip for the Aussie. Like I said, breaks are a little longer, holiday week, because there's less happening. When I get back, we'll do the dollar index, peso, Swedish krona, Norwegian krona. Don't go anywhere. Be back in a few minutes. Thanks. All right, guys and gals, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. Pound's been a little firmer following this autumn statement with Hammond and some of the comments that he's made. I mean, cable's getting a little bit of a lift up towards its highs, but I don't know. I'm not sold on the idea that we're going much higher. We could maybe push up towards 50, but like up towards here, I don't know if I would be trying to chase it. If you have any like pound crosses that you're trading right now, yeah, you probably want to probably want to start thinking about paring back some of your positions, I would think. Trying to think if there's anything I want to do here. All right. Well, I'm not going to do anything. I can't imagine myself being lured into trading any of the cable right now, unless we pop up to 125. I don't want to do it. It's like I sit here and contemplate it. Then ooh, gold's selling off. So silver. Whoa. Dollar yen's new highs, new trend highs too. It's bullish, man. It's bullish. The dollar. Telling you, it's got to be pretty nerve-wracking if you're short the dollar right now, and you're going into if you're going into the holiday week and long week rather, and you're short the dollar, you're probably a little concerned, no doubt about it. All right, let's continue on. So we got the dollar index. Let's go over to the Dixie. Oops, wrong chart. So here's the dollar index. We have a possible bull flag pattern now. You could draw it like this. Could be a flag from there. Could be a black flag from there. I mean, this is probably the more likely, from somewhere down here. But anyway, as you can see, the dollar index is trying to build some steam. Now, obviously, big resistance is right here at 101.50. That because above 101.50, that's where it really starts to take off. Okay, support is we went as low yesterday as 100.6 108. As you guys know, the breakout point's 100.50. That might have satisfied the pullback that we needed. It very, very easily could have. I'm not saying it did. I'm just saying that's a really good chance that it did. So it's still, support being 100.50. That is major support. And if we break above 101.50, it's going to just start tripping all sorts of stops. We could very easily break through those highs today. We very easily could just take out these highs. Like I said, if I was short the dollar, which I'm not, but if I was short the dollar, I would be extremely, extremely worried going into this weekend. I have to imagine everybody else is too, who's short the dollar. They're probably looking at the market going, oh, I just don't want to be short here. I just don't want to be short. Can only imagine, right? All right, let's look at 10 says, happy Thanksgiving, Blake. Don't be in any cable trades during Turkey Day. Laugh out loud. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Not my cup of tea. No cable trades for me. No, thank you. I'm going to keep my hands off the pound unless we race up to 125 this morning. Then I might be lured in. But right now, peso. All right. So the peso is ripping up earlier. Came right into, well, not right into, but close to resistance. 2075. Is that what we had written down yesterday? We went as high as 2067. So we're getting there. I mean, if you want to take a short on the peso, you could be short here, put your stops above 20, like 78. Look for a move back down to 20. I mean, you could. From a risk-reward standpoint, but support looks like it's right there for now, 2028. So, okay, so 2075, 2075. Oops, I'm sorry, 2028, 2075. If we get up to 2075, I'd be a seller up there on a day like today. Yeah, it's still bullish though. Okay, let's take a look at the US dollar, Swedish krona, and Norwegian krona. Here's the NOK. Oh, look at that. Bounced right off of support at 850. Bam. Resistance, 861. 850. 861. Bullish. Swedish krona. No such dip down there. Again, this is one of those currencies that's not letting you out. If you're short, you're just not out. You're not able to get out. And when the market's got you trapped like that, it's no fun because you're like, damn it, I can't get out of my short. What am I going to do? It's a long weekend. All right, screw it. I'm just going to cover. Yeah, that's the mentality you get into, you know? So I'm just going to take my loss. I can't get out of this thing. I'm just going to take my loss. That's what traders are probably feeling right now. 919, 925, 919, 925, and it is bullish. Your bias chart is done. It's finished. Finito. Over.